Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be unboxing slash reviewing the Icons of the Realms Beholders Box Set Collector's Edition. This is a new product by WizKids and is just part of like the D&D Minis line. So yeah, before I get into the unboxing and review, I just want to state that I'm going to get into discussing like prices and dollars and stuff like that in this video. I don't know what the US prices are for a lot of these things. I should have looked them up before I sat down to record. So the dollars that I'm going to be giving out, the dollar values or dollar numbers that I'm going to be saying are all going to be Canadian dollars because I live in Canada. That's what I spend. That's just the currency that I use. So if you're watching this and like the dollar values that I'm giving are too high, or you think they're too high, it's probably because you live in the US where these are going to be cheaper. But I'm going to be giving Canadian dollars because that's what I pay for these things. So anyway, yeah, this is a really cool set. One of my local game stores actually posted on their Facebook just pictures of their most recent order, and this was one of the things that was there. I've got to be honest, I don't follow the WizKids product lines at all anymore. So I was completely unaware that this was a thing that was going to be coming out. But I might start actively paying attention a little bit more to what they're doing. Because it'll be interesting to see if they do some other sets like this in the future. But what we have here are three beholders. You can sort of see the three different color styles, color schemes, and artwork to them. If we take a look at the sides of the box, we just have the beholder from the Monster Manual, which is the same beholder that the miniatures are based off of. And then on the back, we actually have the side view and the back view, or the profile and the back view of all three of the miniatures included inside. It also reads on the top here, Icons of the Realms Collector's Edition Beholder Box Set. WizKids has teamed up with three incredibly talented miniature painters in the community to deliver a trio of limited edition beholders that will terrorize your tabletop and draw eyes to your collection. So we got three different artists here that contributed their styles to this product. So we got the dark, sort of like the bluish one. It is based on the professionally painted beholder model by Catherine Chodor. I hope I said that right. And then we got this white, almost like a frost beholder kind of look, based on the professionally painted model by Stephen Smith. And then we've got this green looking one here based on the professionally painted beholder model by Ian Phillips. If we take a look in the packaging, we also see that there is a panel on the front. And when you open that up, you actually get profiles of all three of the artists that these models are going to be based off of. And it also includes their Instagram usernames if you wanted to look them up and see more of their stuff. So if you want to read those as well, you can go ahead and sort of take a look. And actually, it actually does say Eye of Frost on there, which I don't think there is an Eye of Frost beholder in 5th edition. I did use an Eye of Frost beholder in my 5th edition campaign, but I had to convert it based off of the 4E stat block. But hopefully, if I missed it in one of the official books, then let me know. But I don't think that the actual Eye of Frost variant is in 5th edition as of yet. But yeah, so then we've got, like I said, Ian Phillips and Catherine Chodor there. And we've got the preview window of the beholders. So let's go ahead and take these out here, and we'll take a look at them a little bit more close up. Okay, and I'm just going to, because I have a really bad memory with people's names, I'm actually going to just set this here so I can have a look at it. All right, we got the top off there. And yeah, we got our three beholders, and it actually looks like they're in there pretty loose, so they should, yeah, they just lift right out. Okay. So I've had other things in the past, like the Drizzt action figure, as well as just some of the other like WizKids sets where they sort of mold these plastic trays to actually really hold the item in, and it's always a pain to sort of get that out. And I actually ended up damaging some of the trays trying to get the products out. So these ones just lift out perfectly, and I actually kind of like just the weirdness of the back of the tray there with all the beholders' spikes. All right. So I should actually point out here. So the artwork from the Monster Manual, the Beholder on the 5th edition Monster Manual, is the inspiration for this miniature. It's the same miniature that you could have bought back with the original Beholder release from WizKids, Noel's Ars Marvelous Miniatures, back in 2017. Holy crap. That was 5 years ago at this point. So it is based off of this Beholder model, and I'll share my thoughts on that sort of at the end of the video. But we'll take a look at these in the order that they're presented on the back. So the first one is from Catherine Shodor, and here we've got this really cool sort of two-toned, and I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but it's got like this purple and blue coloration to it. Which is really, really cool looking. You've got sort of a black and purple gums in the Beholder's mouth. The teeth are kind of this like off-white that get a little bit more like white looking sort of towards the tips. Their eyes are black and green with the like the cat's eye kind of slit there. And what I also like on the eye stalks here, in fact, even the central eye, is there are these little white dots that kind of look like light reflecting off of the eyeballs, which again, just a really kind of like cool little detail. Looking in on the back, you just see again, I wish that the purple showed up a little bit better on camera than it's looking like through like the preview. But it is a really cool like two-toned effect. And then you've got the inside of the Beholder's mouth, which is actually black and green, like a dark sort of forest green. Really, really cool stuff there. So I like that one. Then we've got the one based off of the Eye of Frost Beholder. And this one actually uses the plastic lens that was provided in this mini kit. I don't know how well it's going to show up if I can actually see it here in like the little bag of parts. But it's got a plastic lens that you can put over top of the eye to give it sort of a like a glossy sort of look. So I've actually got my Beholder that I did, and it's going to look horrible now compared to everybody else's. But I did put the lens over top to give it sort of a again sort of like a glossy look to the eyeball. So here he actually painted the eye detail onto, or I shouldn't say he, maybe not necessarily he did, but the production of this actually has the eye printed on or painted on the plastic lens as opposed to the actual like 3D sculpted eye that they have on the Mini. So really kind of interesting there. You've got like the white and blue on the eye, and I actually really like the way that they detailed the eye on this one. It just sort of has, again, the really like the blue streaks kind of radiating out almost from the iris. And then we've got the same kind of design on the eye stalks. No little white dot on those ones, but that's fine. You've got the, again, kind of like the off-white kind of yellowish teeth. Beholders probably aren't that big on tooth care, dental care. Then you've got like the pinkish gums, which actually, again, I like the contrast between the white and the blue on the body and the pink for the gums. And you got like, again, a white and pink kind of coloration for the inside of the mouth. And then the body is just sort of a white and blue color combination, a little bit of gray kind of thrown in there as well. Yeah, awesome stuff. That one looks really, really cool. And then we have the, so that was the one by Stephen Smith, and then we have the model inspired by the work of Ian Phillips. And this one is just like, I like this one. So you've got the sort of this green color to it, sort of a couple different shades of green, a little bit of yellow kind of thrown in there as well. You got like the bone spurs or the spikes kind of coming out of the Beholder's body are actually a completely unique color to the rest of the Beholder, so it stands out a little bit more than the other two. Again, you've got these sort of like yellowish teeth. You got a bright pink mouth with the bright pink and white gums there, which looks really, really cool. You got the green, like almost like a lime green eye or iris to the eye, and then you've got the side of the eye sort of like a white and grayish sort of color, and you can actually see like the lines of like blood vessels in there. Again, I hope those show up well on camera. You can even see like, again, like the pink blood vessels in the center, the little eye stalks as well, which again looks really, really cool. I think they did a really great job recreating the art style. So that was based off of the art from Ian Phillips. So that was the unboxing. I'm actually going to put everything back in the package, and I'm going to get into my personal thoughts and the review section of this video. So I will be right back. All right, so now that we had unboxed and taken a closer look at the models, what are my thoughts on this product as a whole? So the first thing that I'm going to mention is the retail price that we ended up paying here. So like I said, we were at my local game store and my wife picked this up for me. So in Canadian dollars, it was $59.99. So $60 for the collection. It is a limited edition. I'm just going to use air quotes. But it is a limited edition collector's set, and there are 3 painted beholders here. They work out to, in Canadian dollars again, about $20 a piece, which sounds like a lot at first, and I will be the first one to say that WizKids tends to overcharge for a lot of their products. But if I take a step back and actually take a look at, like the base version of the beholder model that I bought, years ago, this was, at that time in 2017, this was still around a $13 or $14 miniature, and I think it's around the same price or maybe $1 or $2 more nowadays. So I would say, in Canadian dollars, the base mini unpainted is around $14 to $15, I'm just going to say. Now that will vary from store to store as well, but for an extra $5 each, $5 to $6 each, you do get these individual paint jobs, and the paint jobs are really good. They're actually really high quality. These are better paint jobs than some of the other painted minis that I've seen released by WizKids, like the mass-produced, the random packages, or even some of their like Nolzar's line that are actually fully painted. The paint jobs on these are much better than some of the other ones that I've seen them release. So yeah, the price I think is actually pretty fair for what you have here. And I'm hoping, I don't know for sure, but I am hoping that a portion of the proceeds go to the actual artists in the form of either royalties or an adequate lump sum payment to use their artwork, their paint style, their paint schemes, for these more mass-produced products. So for that amount of money, as long as the artists are being taken care of and well respected and compensated for this product, then I'm totally fine with the price. The one thing that I would say that I have is it's really honestly a minor nitpick, but it was something that I did notice, and it's something that I kind of wish that they would have taken an opportunity to actually cross-promote another one of their product lines with this set, because all 3 of the beholders use the exact same sculpt, which again is that 2017, that first beholder miniature put out by WizKids for the Nolzar's line. It is that same sculpt. And that's fine, because it is an iconic image, and yes, they are basing it off of the Monster Manual one in terms of like the appearance of it. However, WizKids do have a product line where they could have integrated that into this to make all 3 of the beholders also have some slight physical differences, and that was their Frameworks collection of miniatures. So it would have been really cool to just have like the Frameworks logo kind of on the back, and in addition to mentioning the artists that painted the originals that these are based off of, it would have been kind of cool to see beholder models customized using Dungeons and Dragons Framework beholder miniature kit. I think that would have been really, really cool. And to be fair, like this is a 1 miniature model kit that cost $40 Canadian, but there are some options that they could have used. And again, it would have been kind of nice to have seen some different eye stalks being used for the 3 different models, just so that no 2 had the exact same physical pose. They could have had like the different jaws being used for like a couple of the different minis. There's actually different like central eyes that could have been used. So it would have been kind of cool for them to have used the model kit, which does exist. It is a product that has been out for a while now, to use that to just customize the sculpts of these 3. But that's admittedly just a minor nitpick and more or less just an excuse for me to show off that I also have the Beholder Frameworks kit as well, and using these guys as a shameless opportunity to show off other things in my collection. Another reason that I would have liked to have seen slightly different sculpts to the Beholders here is by comparing this to the 2010 Beholders collector set from Wizards of the Coast back in the day, which had 4 different beholders. And all 4 actually had very different sculpts to them. So all 4 were different types of beholder, but they were also completely different in appearance. Some of them did reuse previously released beholders, like the Eye of Shadow, for example, was based off of the old D&D Minis game. Just regular beholder, just with a translucent purple plastic that they used. The Ghost Beholder and not the Ghost Beholder, sorry, the Beholder Eye Tyrant here was actually a completely unique sculpt. But, you know, again, it's just something that it would have been kind of cool to see, like, different variations in the Beholder's bodies, especially considering that Beholders are meant to be like snowflakes, like no two are actually alike, or at least the saying goes. But like I said, that is honestly a really minor nitpick and in no way detracts from this product. And I think that they did a really good job with it. I think all 3, like I said, all 3 beholders look fantastic. I do love the fact that they are very different in their color schemes. And yeah, I would have to say, if I were to rank them, the green one I think is actually my favorite, just because it has so much contrast. Even on like the body of the beholder and like the mouth and the eye, there's just a lot of stuff going on there. The Eye of Frost is my second favorite of the 3, just because I recently used an Eye of Frost beholder and I kind of like the Eye of Frost beholder a lot. And then we've got this other one here, the sort of like standard one with the black or not the black, but like the purple and blue. That's my third favorite of the 3, but I love all 3 of these. So that's saying that it's my least favorite of a set where I am highly impressed with all of them. So it's not that bad. It's like, you know, it's almost a 3-way tie, but if I had to rank them, it would be this one here, the Eye of Frost, and then the darker beholder. But yeah, really cool stuff. And yeah, $20 a piece for the painted beholders. Not that bad, especially, like I said, if the artists are being taken care of. I don't know what's going on with that, so I can't really say, but I'm hoping that they're getting either royalties or that they were compensated for their time, for their use. But yeah, $60 Canadian for these 3 minis is actually not that bad a price. It's one of the better priced products that I think WizKids have put out lately, at least as far as I'm concerned, especially, again, comparing it to their Frameworks kits, where you get 1 beholder miniature for $40 Canadian, or just the standard unpainted one for about $14 to $15 Canadian. Not a bad price at all. So something that I definitely think you should check out, especially if you are a beholder fanatic like I am. It is my favorite monster. I love beholders, and I will try to get as much beholder related stuff as I can, because I just absolutely love them to death. But I also do hope that we see more of these sets coming out in the future. For example, with the 2010 Beholder set that I had shown you there was also a Dragon set that was done at around the same time. So it would be really cool to get a Dragon set similar to this. And it could even just be like an individual dragon, or just all the different chromatic dragons or something along those lines. But it'd be really cool to see something like that. I'm sure there's other creatures that you could do this with as well. Maybe have like an undead collector set where you've got different things like a vampire or death knight or lich, kind of painted up by, again, different professionals. It's something that I think there's a lot of potential for, and I'm impressed with this offering. So like I said, I recommend it, especially for like the hardcore collector, or someone who's unhealthily obsessed with beholders like I am. So there you go. That was my look at the Icons of the Realm Collector's Edition Beholder box set. I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, take care.